Okay guys, welcome to our math class. And I want to make sure everyone's got a clean workspace and paper and pencil to work with. So today, let's go over what we're going to do. Today we will explore the box method of solving long division problems. So sometimes with long division, it's easy to look at the problem and see these big numbers and get overwhelmed because it's really hard to do division like that in our heads, right? So we use these methods, like the box method, to use as strategies to solve those problems a little bit easier, right? So let's get started in class. Before we get too far into the box method, I want to review our division terms. So I'm going to give us a sample division equation. It's going to be an easy one because all we're looking at right now is our terms. So 4 divided by 2 is what? Let's all shout it out. 2, that's right. So if 4 divided by 2 equals 2, what term do we use to describe the number that is right here in the spot that our 4 is in? This is our dividend, right? This is the number that is being divided. If 4 divided by 2 equals 2, what is this 2? What's the term we describe the number that's in this spot? This is the divisor. And the number that's doing the dividing, right? So if this is our dividend and this is our divisor, this 2 right here is our answer. What do we call that? Our quotient. Good job. So we want to remember these terms because we're going to use them as we refer to our problems throughout the lesson. So we're going to take just an example division problem and work it through together using our box method. So we have 8,271 divided by 6. And we're going to find that answer. So to review real quick, like we just did, 8,271 is our dividend, right? 6 is our divisor, and we are looking for our quotient. All right. So we want to write out our equation. So we're going to put our dividend under the long division bar, and we've seen this before, right? And we're going to put our divisor on the outside. But the thing that makes this different is we're going to draw our boxes, right? Because it's the box method. We're going to draw boxes around each digit of our dividend. Okay? It's going to go around each digit. There we go. And our next step is we know that we're going to use our fact families for the number 6. And so that we can have that really handy and right there for us to use, let's go ahead and write out our fact families for the multiplication fact families for the number 6. So let's shout them out together, all right? Say them with me as we go. 1 times 6 is 6. 2 times 6 is 12. 3 times 6 is 18. 4 times 6 is 24. 5 times 6 is 30. 6 times 6 is 36. 7 times 6 is 42. 8 times 6 is 48. And 9 times 6 is 54. Good job, guys. Good way to review. Now we're going to go back and we're going to get started on our box method long division. So first, I want us to just look at that first box there, all right? The first box of our dividend and at our divisor, which is 6. So how many times can 6 go into 8? We know that off the top of our heads, right? Goes in 1 time, and we can see it over here too. 1 times 6 is 6, and if we want to double check ourselves, 2 times 6 is 12. 12 is bigger than 8, right? So we have to go back and use our 1 times 6 equals 6 fact. So we're going to put our 1 here. And we're going to say 1 times 6 is 6. And then we're going to find the difference. So 8 minus 6 is 2. Now we have this little 2 left over, so we're going to push it to our next box, making this box 22 instead of just 2. So looking at our facts families, how many times does 6 go into 22? Well, let's look. We already said that 2 times 6 is 12. 3 times 6 is 18. Oh, we're getting close. Let's check the next one to make sure we're right. 4 times 6 is 24. Yep, that's too far, so we're going to go back to 3 times 6 equals 18. So our 3 goes on top. 3 times 6 is 18. We're going to find the difference. 22 minus 18 is 4. Then since we have this 4 left over, we're going to push it to our next box and get 47. Now, how many times does 6 go into 47? Let's go look at our fact families. Now, we just said 3 times 6 is 18, 4 times 6 is 24, 5 times 6 is 30, 6 times 6 is 36, 7 times 6 is 42. Oh, we're really close. Let's check the next fact. 8 times 6 is 48. Yep, that's 1 too far, so we're going to go back to 7 times 6 is 42. So our 7 goes on top. 7 times 6 is 42, and we're going to find the difference. So 47 minus 42 is 5. So again, we've got a 5 left over, so we're going to push it to our next box, which makes our next box 51. How many times does 6 go into 51? Well, let's check our fact family. So we just said that 7 times 6 is 42. 8 times 6 is 48. Oh, we're getting really close. 9 times 6 is 54. That's too many, so we're going to go back to 8 times 6 is 48. So our 8 goes on top. 8 times 6 is 48. And we're going to find our difference. 51 minus 48 is what? 3. That's right. So again, we've got a 3 left over in our box, but we've got no more boxes. But we have to push our 3. So we're going to push our 3 all the way to the top and have a remainder of 3. So now, do we have our quotient, guys? We do. We have found that 8,271 divided by 6 has a quotient of 1,378 with a remainder of 3. Now, how can we check this? What's a way that we can check our division? Well, for one thing, we can do our inverse operation, which is multiplication. So we can check by multiplying our quotient by our divisor. And if we get our dividend, then we know that our quotient was correct. So we have 1,378 times 6. Let's do that together. 6 times 8 is 48, but we're going to carry our 4. 7 times 6 is, that's right, 42. Add our 4, 46. Carry the 4. 3 times 6 is 18. Add the 4, 22. Carry the 2. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 2 equals 8. So now we have 8,268, and we need to add our remainder of 3. So we're going to add our remainder. 8 plus 3 is 11. Carry the 1. 6 plus 1 is 7. 2, 8. And that shows that we have the answer of 8,271, which matches our dividend, showing us that because we checked our work, we have the correct answer. So this method is something that you can do when you first see this big division problem. That looks like a lot, right? None of us could have told you off our heads, oh, right, that's 1,378 with a remainder of 3, right? None of us could have done that. So we can find all these great strategies like the box method that can help us do this division. And maybe you didn't love this method, but there are a lot of other strategies we can use. And it's good to try them out and practice and see which one fits us the best. So we're gonna look more into these strategies a little bit, and we're gonna give you a chance to work on some in groups and a little bit on your own. So thank you for paying attention, guys, and great work today.